This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your little live chat for Friday. Was it November 4th, 5th, 2022? November the 4th. Man, time is a flying. Hopefully you're doing well. Just want to have an open chat here. So it's Friday. Hopefully friends, family, followers, Discord room members, people are starting to, I don't know, the best way to describe it is just find their groove, find their personality with things. There's certain rules, certain things that we talk about, and rules are are a choice ultimately to follow with discipline. But certain things that you do, you don't do, will lead to your ultimate destruction, potential your own problems. And again, trading's hard. Trading is absolutely hard. Let's just not make it harder than it has to be. As we talked about, not surprised the market popped this morning. Didn't matter really what the jobs number was. We talked about GDP going into the election, all this stuff. They're going to try to pop this up. It's popping, fading a little bit. If you want to add dips, feels logical to me. This is the kind of area you would. Sold some of the 110 calls I had on CF today near the high of the day just so I can look for dips. NTR stuff didn't really do much, didn't have much, but looking to add to that. Aaron, nice pop. Gold, USO looking good. IWM seems okay. XBI a little bit volatile. I mean, if you want to dump it just to dump it, I get it. But here to kind of take your comments, thoughts, concerns. I mean, it's pretty funny. You post on Twitter and somebody starts trolling hard, and that's pretty normal, but I just love how people are like trying to trade the economy and not the evidence. Here's one of these followers of somebody. I mean, just it's kind of a joke, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So if you have any questions, please jump on in. And appreciate everybody. Appreciate the few donations you got today. I mean, again, if you think you are learning on the cheap, you are. Nothing's required. I just require people give a crap. They're going to put in the effort. When the teacher, when students ready, the teacher appears. I don't need a bunch of fake students who just casually want to pick and choose to like follow the rules. I mean, again, trading rules and follow their own, own advice, or do they just want to gamble? Because if you just want to gamble, and you want a Discord room for that, I guarantee there's 100 of those out there. The goal is not to be Gamblers Anonymous here and just trade to trade. We run this like a business, and unfortunately some of y'all just still don't really get that. You think of money as some sort of casino game, like you're rolling into the casino with 10 grand. You're like, well, I don't care if I win it or lose it. If you start thinking of this like a business, you absolutely give a what, you're gonna start treating every dollar with respect. Some of y'all just don't do that. And if you don't do that, I can guarantee your outcome. I don't know when. I can't say it's going to happen next week, next month, next year. But I mean, I just know for a fact. People are like, well, how do you know that? Because I used to do that crap. And it always leads. I mean, it just sometimes it take weeks, months, and sometimes it led years to a mistake that was just mind-numbing. It was felt like starting over again, Hence why we talk about running this like a business, paying yourself, taking money out of the market. Don't pretend that you're going to always win. Again, we are always trying to anticipate the market. Sometimes we're early or just straight up wrong. Wrong is usually not the case, but is what it is. So it just is what it is. Hey, Bob, hopefully you're well, friend. Congrats on AA. I didn't sell any today. I anticipate this to continue going higher, but profit pressure is real. Can't go broke taking profits. So either way, that's a win. Win. So anyway, this is just want to kind of open this up for everybody. If not, I'll just rally through all of the names that I follow and help out if I can, give you some insights of what I'm seeing. I mean, the thing that I talked about is, again, stay away from tech. I just don't really have any desire to go long tech. That's why when I, again, if Silver's listening, man, you're a classic example of somebody that I feel like it's going to blow up. I just don't want to see it happen. I mean, someone putting PayPal and Google in their long-term investment accounts. I mean, have we not provided the evidence of what happens after a tech bull market turns to a commodity bull market, tech's just gonna lag. That's just not paying attention to what's going on in your surroundings. And then just the trading stuff just drives me nuts sometimes with certain things that people are doing where it's like, do you have to do something every day? Do you have to act? Do you have to overtrade? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you call me out when I do it. I don't mind. That's honestly part of it. Like, hey, Dan, you're overtrading. Okay, good to see. Again, I don't have this mindset that I can be perfect and I can see everything. That's why 20 eyes, 40 eyes, whatever eyes, crazy eyes. No, just in general, like more people looking at the stuff that you're looking at and being honest with you is really just as important as you being honest with yourself. Because I don't blame anyone for trying to give great insights when it comes from a point of respect and based on logic and probabilities. However, I do not like the constant posting in the beginner's room about trades that I'm like, what, why, huh, how, okay, all right, you want to do that, go right ahead. But I just wouldn't do that now. Again, if you want to scalp and you need to like get your itch, again, for me, my itch on gold was like a swing itch. It wasn't like, oh, I gotta make $3 on a scalp here. No, I try to stay away from that because I'm trying to explain to people, your brain craves instant gratification. It craves the dopamine release of trading, always trading. Got to be doing something. And just as Livermore said, sometimes the best thing, he made more money sitting on his hands than anything. And that's sometimes the truth. You can't sit on your hands. You can't be patient. You can't be thoughtful about the market. You can't not just trade it. Like, you can't just walk into the casino and gamble. Then you've got problems. And I'm telling you right now, that problem is like very deep below your subconscious or in your like lower brain tissue that you're not aware of. But I'm telling you, it's going to like grow. Was it metastasize? Isn't that like a cancerous thing? Becomes a cancer. The desire to always trade and to be right is an absolute killer. And I mean, again, I love just joking with people on Twitter constantly, and they're like, I'm right this, and I'm right that, and this, and I'm like, no. You better be careful, because again, the desire to be right blinds you from the desire to follow the evidence. And if you can't have that mindset, just quit, because I know how it ends. I've been there. It took me a decade to stop doing that. Like this desire to be right, this desire to do something, this desire to always, again, win big, give it back. Win big, give it back. It's like, no, can't do that anymore. There has to be a point where you just say, okay, well, what are the things that do that? And for 99% of the people, again, unless you're a robot or an alien, good luck. Most people, again, you get too infatuated on over trading and doing something always. Just telling you. Just a matter of when you make that big mistake. Because you're going to get caught. That's the thing. You can't, like Livermore says again, you can't beat the horse tracks, but you can beat a race. You can win a race. Anyway, that's all. Again, if anyone has any questions about this stuff and they want to say this is bullcrap, all right, that's fine. I really don't care. I realize ultimately the market's going to do what it's going to do, and why are the problems reoccurring in my trading over years was because of me. Market's going to do what it's going to do. I was just trying to always be right, always trying to do something, always trying to intraday trade, always trying to like get an edge on something that wasn't just set up. So hence all or nothing trading versus layering in. Like layering in, it relieves the pressure. Talked about this with a friend in the side chat. Like if you were all or nothing trading, picking bottoms and tops and going on margin, crazy. Layer in. Only times that I'll ever go into margin is if I think I'm getting more and more evidence. The first bottom, the first spot, it's tough. That's why gold, like yesterday, I'm like, I don't know why I shouldn't trade. And again, I said as a joke, if I traded like that every single time, my win percentages would only go up. Get more patient, not overtrade. Do you guys see that? Talked about that, like how gold was so obvious. I had to trade it because it didn't make sense. It showed every single thing that you could ever look for, potentially, for a pop. What did it do? It popped. And it's holding up. 30 cents off the highs. Acting strong. Y'all see this? Y'all understand this? All right. Let's get into some charts. Let's just start bouncing around. Let me move this up so I can keep up. I don't like the... It's like probably not right for me to show my back screen. I don't even know what I have on there. Probably nothing of value other than documents. and articles and large amounts of porn. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Joe. Where did that one file? I got so much stuff sometimes. Y'all know. It's confusing. Again, check out the educational videos, man. If you're bored, put these on. Just do one a day. Do one a day. I don't watch them because I have that stuff ingrained in my head, but doing the recap is my hour a day brain exercise for trading. Reoccurring patterns. Looking for things. Looking for anomalies. Looking for evidence. Dollar. What did we say yesterday? Thank you for the super chat, man. I reiterate. The people that donate to the channel, I give back 1,000 times more because I actually now I'm like, oh, you're investing in this channel. I want you to win more now. It matters to me. Now people say, oh, it's not, you should do that for everybody. Well, again, I mean, if I give you a gift in return, it shows appreciation. It wants to be reciprocated. I know, just because you're a follower, I should. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that because I got thousands of them. I try to help everybody. No, I mean, again, if you're really doing the work, then you see the value in this stuff. It's so obvious. And if you don't, then you don't see the value. I don't care. Just don't care. I've been doing this too long, learned from a lot of great traders, got a lot of good insights to share. If you don't like it, fine. You don't want to trust it, great. Don't care. Could care less, ultimately. Have to. Try to, at least. Dollar. What did we talk about? This action yesterday, I was like, I don't trust this. I said this. Big doji. Decent volume after distribution the last few weeks. I said very clearly, need more information. Well, guess what? Gap's down today. Now you have another lower high. Bearish dollar. Simple. Bonds. Said this over and over and over and over again and over again since we got stopped out. Get out. Just leave bonds alone. There's nothing here for it. There's just nothing here for it. Do you want to like trade it? Okay. I don't. Again, if we expect commodities to go higher, I don't want to own bonds. I think they go nowhere. The VIX, we talked about it when the market broke down. The VIX didn't confirm it. Well, even yesterday, the VIX didn't confirm. And it's not really confirming other than what? The market probably is going to drift higher into the election. Now, I know the market's pulling back. We talk about a lot of days where the SPY can be a doji for jobs days. All right, you're back at the 20-day. If you wanted to trade this, I mean, it makes logical sense. I'm trying to think, like, do I want to even trade this? Because now it's actually getting pretty interesting. If you want to take the SPY here, now that makes sense. Now you got some reference. Take it, watch it. Hold on, let me pull up the 10-minute real quick because this is, sometimes you see this stuff live as we're sitting here. What do we got here? Trying to think, like, got any volume there? No. Got that gap there. I guess it technically filled it. Yeah. I mean, you can. It's really binary. If you take the trade right here with a stop, if you can afford to do that. I'm not surprised, though. You're getting a little volatility. We talk about jobs days are usually choppy. Sometimes they're not. I mean, depends on the names you're in. I mean, like gold's not doing bad. AA's up 11%. Oil's up 4%. CF is up a little bit. NTR is up a couple more percent. But CF had a nice bounce. Financials are up 1%. I mean, again, tech sucks. It's kind of your guess on what you want to do here. But, I mean, if you have to trade, you've got your references. That's what makes trading easy. If you can make trading like that kind of easy, and you're patient, let it come to you. Now, again, if you chase the highs, you're an idiot. You short the highs, good luck, congrats. I mean, I don't know where you would have guessed it other than he said, all right, I'm going to short this morning. And I guess it can make sense if you know that. Yeah, SMH holding up real well, too. Thank you for pointing that out, Joe. Again, this is the thing. People, I mean, I've had this debate all the time on stock twits, and Twitter and whatever. There's a bunch of twits out there who keep arguing that they're about the economy. We are not trading the economy. We are trading the market. I always have like this, like I have to repeat this over. You are not trading the economy. Because, again, if the economy was the stock market, I mean, it would be a logical mechanism, maybe. I mean, probably. But then probably not. Don't know. I mean, it's so hard. What's going on? Getting people chatting. Oh, no worries. No worries, Jay. Q's. Negative. No, not really surprised, but here, we said yesterday, watch the 260 level. We're there now. Do you want to trade it? No. It's your choice. It is your choice. If you want, take the Friday off. I mean, if it gives you the opportunities. I'm looking at some of the other things on the other screens. Y'all know I'm paying attention. Like IWM just went flat, filled the gap. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense if you wanted to trade that. I don't think I would blame anybody for taking some trades there. Y'all not agree? You want to take the IWM at the 50-day? Fill in the gap? But the economy, Dan! The economy. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. It is what it is. I mean, this is the thing. Here you go. Up and down. You got to overtrade it. Let me just talk. I mean, someone was talking about Netflix. You short Netflix today? What? Why am I saying this and like just mind boggled by this? You're shorting Netflix today. Shorting Netflix today. Can anyone like honestly tell me, like, again, maybe it works, but is today the best time to short Netflix? Ugh. Brutal. Where's stupid PayPal? This one drives me nuts because I think there are companies like Zelle and all these other like formats are just, they're so competitive. You want to buy PayPal for the long term? No. When the tech bubble burst, I mean, I say this all the time. Who in their mom is not stuck in this name? Literally. Who in their mom, and I'm going to say, you can give me your mom's name. I'm just kidding. No, it's literally, if you bought it at the COVID lows, you've been wrong. Do you not think at any point going up, it's going to be sold? Hey, congrats if you bought that SPY dip or that IWM dip, by the way. Even then, I don't want tech. I've said this a bazillion times. And if you haven't had a chance to watch it, here, let me just post. I'll show you all what I'm talking about. This video is literally archived. It is classic, your favorite person's anticipating the move. Who wins the back to basics? Check when this was published. Where's the date? Where is the date on this? 11 months ago. Why is it not showing the date? There you go. November 17th, 2021. Watch this video and please think about it before you buy tech. That's all I'm going to say. But if you buy tech without thinking about it, shame on you. Shame on you. Because I'm going to hammer you for buying tech. Because it's, again, I don't think a lot of y'all realize. Like, I grew up in the Research Triangle Park. Started trading during the previous tech bubble. And I still have friends of mine who ask me, what do you think about Cisco? What do you think about Oracle? What do you think about some of these tech names? I've held it for 15 years. I've collected some decent dividends. How about AT&T? I'm like, trash. Going nowhere. If dividends is your game, you could buy bonds. And done just as well in the last decade. RTP, what up? Yeah. So, at that point, yeah. Again, Microsoft, the backside of the mountain. Yeah, unreal. People like, you look at these stocks and you say to yourself, do you just believe in endless up? And again, if you've seen one or two trades do that in your lifetime and then they don't, I mean, even Bitcoin has its day ended. You want to buy Microsoft for the long term? Great. You want to buy the PYPL? Dumb. Dumb. The run is over. The momentum is lost. Everybody is going to be trying to get back to even. This is going to be years, months, I don't know. Just seems like such a waste of time. Oh, all right, hold on. Alarm just went off. That was me making the alarm go off. Check out CCJ here. And we talked about like the 22 area, 2267 area. SPY is flat. Here you go. I would keep an eye on that one if you think commodities are going higher. That looks interesting. EOG. They're Enron oil and gas. Is that which one you're looking at, Brian? People don't remember that. All right. It gapped up today. Got it. Took out the highs. Came right back in. Oil is up. Gas is up. Is this name doing the dirty? This is the hard thing about particular stock names, right? Again, I didn't read their earnings. Maybe it's not earnings. I don't know. You tell me. If you try to like create like this symmetrical channel, I love cloning. Like I said, because you can just do this. Duplicate. Dink, dink. Okay. Well, maybe it goes to there. Something like that. I mean, maybe that makes sense for it to fill the gap. Okay, so it just gapped up with oil. Good to see. Good to see this action. Is it surprising? I don't know. Go check out team a favorite of Motley getting crushed. The Motley Fools always get crushed. That's interesting. Not that it can't be bearish or bullish. I just think at this moment, I would keep that on the radar. Like, that's not what you really want to see if you are bullish this. But also, too, when you go up and you pull back 10, 15 points, I mean, do the math here. 10 points was all it needed to base out. You're accelerating the base, if that makes sense. I mean, look at the market getting a little sloppy, choppy. It's not like in interest rates going higher, but we've talked about it. Interest rates are going higher. I don't know. Not really. It's a Friday. I mean, before the election, I think, again, you're getting a lot of people trying to, what I would call, like, overanalyze the action. I personally just don't really have a preference. Sorry, someone just texted me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. You really want to overthink it, or you just stick to your winners and you trade around your core. I don't know. Again, I don't like tech, but I'm also not shorting it. I mean, at this point, it's just Apple every day has a what? Do I see Dow? Are you talking about Dow Chemical? Again, like Apple back at the lows. I don't know. Do you want to short it now? I probably wouldn't. Dow Chemical. I mean, they're in the same space. Yeah, I mean, I think long term, no doubt. I would put that in your bucket list. I think I have them on my commodity list. I built a commodity list. If you can see, I have two watch lists here. I have a commodity one that's on another screen. I can pull it in real quick. And again, I will be going to this. I mean, this will probably be the commodity channel at some point. Let me see. I think I have Dow on there. It just goes, and it just goes. Oh, I don't have Dow on there? No way. Okay. Oh, adding it to it. We'd love to see your commodity list. Is that in the chat somewhere? We've been building that. I figured I was going to release this when I thought the VIX completely spiked and commodities had officially bottomed. I still think we're in this like birthing pain. It's like area where it's like, yes, commodities will be going higher near term, because that's how you get the feds to what? Capitulate and do more what? Rate hikes. Like really just totally smoke the market, because it's really hard to get super bearish if things stay as they are. And the reason why I say that is because, like, man, GDP was positive. Jobs are kind of crappy. And the market can, like, absorb commodity prices at this point. Because, again, if the market's down 25%, 30%, like, that's a decent correction. And we talk about the new money on the sidelines. Talk about the VIX and the replay of the 2008 action. Well, again, this is a 1970s, 2000, 2008, like, conglomeration of junk. Inflation, tech wreck, crappy leadership, right? Crappy leadership. We all agree on that? So you're in this, like, cycle where I don't know for a fact how it plays out, but all of them have, like, redeeming qualities of potential. Okay, AA, you coming back down to the 40 area? I'll be watching. Not surprised. Again, if you took some, sweet. I mean, I didn't do anything this morning. I'm not really that concerned. I know the market turns red, but I also know I can't predict 6.5 hours of the trading market. I'd rather, remember we talked about, like, big boy is buying. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, again, I'll release that commodity list. I mean, I can screenshot it. It's just it takes up so much of my screen. I mean, it literally runs. I got a 24-inch monitor flipped vertically, and it just goes and goes. So let me pull back the SPY real quick, because this is where it's getting a little interesting. We talked about 20-day. You went below it. Are we going to 2-day range it? Are we going to be a 2-day range kind of bottom? Are we going to be a 2-day range kind of bottom? I don't know. This is where overtrading just gets really difficult. You don't know. Is the gold... Man, this one yesterday was so like, all right, you got to buy it. And then it gaps up today. And it's like, okay, made sense. Would have probably liked another day or two down there, but we didn't get it. Oh, well. Give me a minute. I'm going to sip on some coffee. Throw a commercial in. Bonds are leading lower. Market does not like it. At some point, the market's going to get used to 7% interest rates because guess what? That's what they used to be. Historically, 6, 5, 6, 7, that's pretty normal. Again, what we need to see for the market, I think, to get heat-seeking termination in December is what? Tax loss selling, and we need to see them, like, we need to see commodities floating up to put the feds in this conundrum. And when I say conundrum, meaning, you know what I mean, like, just they're gonna say, all right, we got to be more aggressive. We were hoping commodities would come down. HYG not confirming today's lows. Good to see. Again, dollar just flat. VIX, my VIX on this is a little behind. Not really telling you much. I know that's a long wick, but I'm not surprised. FCX is up. Copper's up today. Oil getting a little... Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that oil just lost like 30 cents. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'd stick to strength. We talk about like this lower left to upper right Carter Worth kind of joke. But that's the reality. It's like, do you want stocks that are just like... Meh, or do you want stocks that are based or look stronger, right? I got like this lower left, upper right kind of thing. Now, AA, to me, people say, well, hey, that hasn't based out. What did I say about Boeing, right? Because Boeing is like, again, correct me if I'm wrong, still lower left, upper right, just a big peak. Boeing buys a lot of aluminum. They're building planes. AA going to be supplying them. Boeing has been acting good. Here you go. Higher low, acting stronger. Now, we'll see what happens. Hit the 200-day today. I noticed that. Again, not surprised if it takes a little siesta. We'll see. And again, if all of this is wrong in the end, do you have a plan for your stops? Like, that's the question you got to ask yourself, too. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan? At this point, I'm under the impression that the market's going to find its way higher, either before the election or with the election, because If you didn't know, there's a red wave coming. If the red wave isn't there, then I think people are going to go nuts. And again, whether you're left or right, I don't care. I mean, I personally hate both, but it's very obvious that the projections are... Remember, keep in mind, most people don't like to answer opinion polls on the right. And so if the projections are 70%, they might even be higher because most people don't answer those questions because they're fear of being targeted. Just what I've noticed. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a left. You're a... No. I'm the green party. I love green. Could care less. Both sides lie through their freaking teeth just to get your vote." Here you go, it's SPY. Check this out on the hourly. Let me swing this one in. Any other questions? I'm just kind of floating around. So it fills this gap. Bullish. No, sorry. I mean, people watch it'll drop $2. And we're like, you idiot. I mean, that's the probabilities are right there. Anyone in the Discord room dancing on that? Because I think it makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Oh, it's gone quiet. Everyone's listening. SPY. Trade alert. 370. Anyway. Typically, I try to keep people posted what I'm seeing. We don't like blue or red, but red are less harmful. I mean, red are more business friendly. So if you like the stock market going up, then you should probably be a red guy. For this election, at least. Because what the party on the left is doing is just... It makes no sense. We want to transition to a green. Yeah, cool. Everyone does. What's the plan? There is no plan. Oh, okay. Great. Then you're going to have endless inflation. You can't just talk. You can't just talk about this stuff and not do anything. Now, again, the $100 trillion Green Deal is stupid. No. Like, give businesses incentives. Give businesses incentives. Give people a reason. Don't tax the crap at everyone and force this stuff on them. Because, again, who knows what the best technology is going to be. Let the game play out. You're welcome if you bought around 370. What was the low of the day? 370.07. Nice. So, yeah. Any questions? Because, again, I can let this go. I think about to me that I think people just, they really neglect is the mindset of trading. Like, if you waited all day and you took one trade today and it was the SPY filling the gap because it came to you, you see how easy that is versus like, oh, I have to try to do something at the open? Got to do something oh, man, look at this volume at price node. Look at that. Hello. Doink. Does this make sense? Less is more. We talk about that, you know? Like, think of trading as sugar. It's a sugar thing. Right? Like, you're going to get high off of it when you're winning. You know? I mean, you just got to be thoughtful about that. If you think you're going to win every time, then the addiction becomes to the process, not the winning. Do y'all see that? Because the probabilities say the more you trade, the less likely you're going to win. Does that make sense? What's a good level? CF. Oh, let me get to the daily. I apologize. No, these are great questions because I think you can plan out your trading. Honestly, it's kind of, hey, Brian, again, I don't know if you're going to get to the 50-day, but this like area around 105, 106 has been support all day. If this is just a one-day event, I will be rather surprised. Now, again, you might get that test on Monday, too. You might get that test again, but this is the level that you could start nibbling. Now, again, if you're in at the lows like a lot of us are in, and some of us who've been trading around this whole move, your average cost, hopefully you bought some yesterday, because if you bought here too, again, this has just been an awesome trading stock. Just like I said, I sold at 110 today, or not 110, Yeah. Sold my 110s today. I don't think it was at 110, but it was in the 109s. And I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Because I had options that expire next week. And I'm looking for a dip. Probably should have just added and was talking to y'all instead. Oh, well. But that's what I'd be looking for. Yep, I have a bunch around. Okay, yeah, I mean, if you've got the stock at 98, like the stock stuff, that's a lot of when people are like, oh, you haven't done it. I'm like, a lot of the stock stuff, I mean, I'm just very patient with stock stuff. And again, you could trade around it, and that is the hardest thing for most people to do. Like, they see it pop, and they go, oh, it's over. And they're like, I should have sold it all. Where I'm sitting here going, well, all right, if I sold a little, all right, let me see what happens when it hits the levels. Might be a buy. Joe, you're talking about AEM today a bunch. Give me your insights. Give me your insights. Okay, I see what you're looking at on the hourly. Zing, zing. Big volume. I mean, you got a reference point around the 40s. Talked about that, I think, earlier. Like yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Around the 40s. If you bought it this morning, I mean, you had a reference. I mean, this is the thing about trading. This is why, as we trade, we talk about like dumping losers and trying to pivot to the ones that are acting the best. I mean, you're looking for the same setups. It's not like, you play baseball. It's not like you're, trying to learn how to swing at every, 1,000 different pitches. Like you know how to hit a fastball, know how to curveball, slider, changeup. I mean, that's all it is. Is like, what is the setup? Well, some people like certain pitches, right? Some people like the fastball. Some people like the curveball. Well, again, for me personally, I like watching the zones. I like watching the retests. I like watching the levels. Because they tell you a lot, right? People always talk about dark pools. Hear that a lot. Lubas and I were talking about that a couple months ago. Again, like the dark pool money, you can pay for indicators of where it's at. It's fine and dandy. But I can tell you without a doubt that the dark pool areas are the support resistance. Like, you don't have to spend money on that indicator if you don't want to, because that's what it is. It literally is like that. Think about it. If they are the ones acting within the market, then very clearly, right? Does that make sense? Because they're the ones who, again, dark pool's part of the operations game. Again, we don't know for sure, so let's not like say it's Dan or it's Mike or it's Jay. No, like it's the market, right? So that's interesting. If you bought AEM there and you think gold's going higher, then I think you have a trade up into the 40s, mid 40s. Do not buy Umana Gold. I don't like them. I don't like the cheap ones. I removed that one from my, was it AUY, right? No, leave this shit alone. Again, if it gets bought out, great. I hate these names. I absolutely hate these names. I hate these names. I hate these names. I hate these names because it's nothing like, it's just like tech. Yeah, big base, great. But decades of freaking trapped buyers. Company couldn't manage their stock well. No. Again, if it gets bought out, cool. But I do not like playing with stocks that have peaked. Because the odds of them turning into a freaking winner, small. And if they get bought, great. No. I hate these names. I want names that don't look as junky. Again, we talked about this NFGC. Like, if this is actually legit, okay. This is like all right, it's still above the IPO price. There's not what I would consider, if this is the penny stock, I prefer that because it doesn't have a history of management mistakes, right? Like AEM. Still a mountain. But it's still way above levels from the past, right? You got to be very cognizant of this stuff. Nice work on the SPY, by the way. That it didn't touch on the first candle, it wasn't the bottom. Pops, whatever. I told myself I wasn't going to do anything because I don't really want to get invested into trading this afternoon. I'm just going to trust that I got winners and let them run. AEM Pan American offered again. So, all right. So here's the problem. If AEM buys this company, right? I don't know. Let's go look at AEM's balance sheet. All right. Let's make this real complicated. But let's do it because this makes sense. Like, how much cash does AEM have? Just use Finance, Yahoo. Keep it simple. This is a good little thing. This is what I would be doing. So here you can copy this. So first thing, if they're buying the company, are they up? Are they actually up today? Yeah, that's not a bad sign, but gold's up. It's lagging, right? Is it statistics correct? Okay, profit margin. So they got $830 million in cash and debt. How much are they willing to pay for Humana? I mean, what is Humana even worth at this point? AUY. So they've got some, okay, so their debt and cash will kind of offset, so you don't have to worry about that. What's the market cap on this thing? Ah, crap, 4.6 billion. There's going to be some dilution. They don't have the ability to float this. They're going to either have to do a big debt offering. I doubt Pan American has the cash to float this. Yeah. I mean, they've got, okay, they could borrow, but I don't think they want to leverage. Yeah, their market cap. Joe, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because you don't know how the heck they're going to pay for this. And I do. Potentially. They're probably going to pay with stock. Hence why AEM might be going pretty wild here. Because if I was long this stock and I saw them going to buy this and I knew that they don't have the cash. Clearly, you're not paying $5 billion for that piece of junk. Again, I still wouldn't. Again, people probably will not like them buying AUY. I would lay off. Nice work, SPY. You're welcome. You're welcome, y'all. I didn't take it. CF, nice. AA, back to 40. Again, it can't predict every. That was. Hopefully, people stop and say that was easy. It literally came in. We'll go back to SPY in a second, but yeah, be careful with that, Joe. If I personally was a big holder of AEM and I knew they were going to do that and they're going to have to buy, it makes sense why the volume's high because there's probably. I'm not to like make fun of you, but Joe, the average Joe out there is going, oh, well, they're going to buy them. They're going to buy them. That's bullish. And then the person who's like owns tons of the stock and knows their balance sheet and knows what's going on is going, crap. I gotta sell some. The market's happier with AEM buying it than PAAS. PAAS is down. Yeah, PAAS doesn't have the cash. PAAS does not have the cash. Okay, so offers $1 billion cash and 150 shares in Pan American Silver and 36. Okay, so yeah, so they're offering stock, right? But thank you I appreciate the updates. You know how sometimes keep it simple. I don't know. So if I don't know, I don't really know. Devin, what? Heads up on Devin. What was the question on it? Just add it on pullback. Okay, 70. Was that 80? Damn, Smokey. AEM's hard, bro. The arbitrage of that, I've been trading a long time, and I'm just telling you right now, you cash and stock. AEM is barely up. Just keep that in mind compared to like what the miners are up. Will we not agree? So the market ain't really liking it that much. And again, the market will like it later, but just sometimes we've seen this with mergers with miners, right? Like it's just got to be dangerous. Monthly chart. What about? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, man. I was talking the whole time. Oh no, not that long. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, bounces back to the close. Yeah, I dig it. The market's gonna rally. This action is a little shitty. Again, I didn't see their earnings. Apologize for swearing, but yeah, it probably will hold up. Again, because here's the thing about AEM, right? Today's action, every reason to gap up, and it's not rolling higher. Does this make sense? If PAAS is down, right, 9% or whatever, AEM, if this was again, the market's just penalizing them for the near term, probably. It's just like CCJ. This is not good. This is not what you want to see. Again, I wouldn't want them to buy Umana Gold. Because I mean, it's a donkey of a old, it's been around forever. Who knows what they're sitting on? Now, maybe someone knows more than I, and it ends up being great later, but no interest. No interest. AEM, stay the hell away from it. You do not know how the market's going to price in these deals and how the arbitrage of everything works out. Because shares and cash, they might have to sell their soul slightly. It's kind of like Tesla, what happened to Tesla when they were buying Twitter. Like, people put pressure on Elon to not do it, and the stock dropped. We don't know where the cash is coming from. We don't know. CCJ, that was interesting to me. Going a little lower. CF, back at the 105s. Be watching that. The SPY, nicely bouncing. Bounces the ball. Bounces the ball. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's any other Discord trade or room. Zoom it in. Getting that wick. Wiki. Man, if this is a doji today, that would be an L. Awesome. 3675. Anyone else have a guess that we closed 375 plus? 375, not plus, but 375 area. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. Is this helping? Again, I'm trying to get y'all to see how I see the market. Now, again, like on a Friday with winners, I didn't sell them, but I'm also not really doing much. I'd like to give a little bit of cash. And again, if I miss out, I don't, whatever. There's always next week. Do you think the market's going to absolutely get smoked before the election? Probably not. And if anything, Monday hopefully brings the momentum over the weekend. And if you have any dips, it'll probably have more follow through. Would we not agree with that? That next week will have more likely of a follow through. Today, maybe not. Hopefully that makes sense. And if it doesn't, let me, think about it, right? How many people want to put their money to work on a Friday? Beyond, a trading dip. If they do have pin action to 375 on the SPY, maybe the pin action is I don't doubt it's 265 on the Qs, but that, First Solar, I know why people shorted it. Because it's up against the channel high, the 50% fib. I get it. But have we not seen tops before chop out before it drops? Does anyone remember this? Oh, I do. Well, if the market's not going to tank, what's First Solar going to probably do? Now, yeah, red wave, probably bad for solar initially, but keep this in mind. If the market's holding up and the election is November 8th, when does Congress take hold? Not till next year. So, I'm not saying, let me choose my words wisely because I always get people going, you said this and said. I would think it chops. If the market holds up, I've said this a million times, that 264 is also the 50% fib on the monthly. You know that if you've been following the channel. That, to me, would be better. Better, best. Better, good, better, best. Now, if it doesn't get there, well, am I an idiot? You're an idiot? Sure. Whatever. Again, First Solar is catching the love of the oil and gas market. Do we not agree? Clearly. Duh. So, do you want to short it? I mean, you're basically shorting oil at this point, the way it's acting. I mean, again, not directly, but you know what I mean. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? Because I'll just wrap it up. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody. If not, I mean, there's always something to talk about. You got my time. It's 10:30 my time. I mean, I could hang out for another 20, 30 minutes, but I'm not going to I'm not going to do it if no one has any questions. I mean, this is for you. I mean, I've kind of missed my SPY entry. Go, Silver, go! Oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah, Silver's high today. Any questions, thoughts, concerns? No, I mean, I'm here for y'all, man. Again, I appreciate the love, support, the donations. I'm trying to give y'all the cheaper tuition bill. Because I know a lot of people come into meeting and go, well, I'm actually down, Dan, so I can't really afford to get involved too much or donate. And it's like, all right, whatever, I don't care. If you want to learn, I want to teach. It all helps. This is like repetition. The coach is also getting practice. Keep that in mind. This isn't some just waste of my time. It is not a waste of my time. Because I mean, in my mind, if I can spend the hour a day minimum looking at this stuff with thoughtfully, it's not hurting. Oil. We talked about 76s. Hello, my friend. Why is this line not saved? Damn it. I still think you can get up into this because this will take you probably to like the 100 area, maybe 80. I can't remember. Oh, let's just do this. Let's just do this right. That's not it. There we go. Let's just do this right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's right. I like that. Going higher. Let's look at natural gas. Again, I tell people, like, if you own this stuff, be careful. Like, don't sit here and watch it all day. It's a gnarly beast. Break this downtrend, get over 650. You got the sevens. The trade, like, the market's always interesting. This is the thing is, like, when I talk about, say, like, AEM, like, I've seen those kind of deals a million times. Thinking of swapping NTR for CF? Good question. I added a little NTR earlier. I don't know if I posted it or not. Just a little, because I closed out that CF. I said to myself, and again, this was badly timed. It was probably around 70. Yeah, it was right here. I said, damn. If ag is going to start that rally, and this is like a novice gap potential, again, we'll see. I mean, adding to a loser. Screwed this one up. Bought here after hours, after clearing out some risk. Had some calls that are zero. The 83s for next week. I think they're worth 10 cents. Had a little bit of stock, obviously layered out. Because again, do not hold to earnings. You never know. You never know. You don't know. You don't know. I'll say it again. You don't know the reaction. You might know everything. You might be able to literally know what the numbers are. And I have. And I'm not going to tell you how I have known the numbers. But I have. And I've seen reactions go south against me. I literally knew the numbers. I knew the numbers. Better than the whisper numbers. No brainer. Thought was going higher. Went lower. Why? Because management afterwards opened their fat mouth and said, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You don't know what they're going to say. It makes sense if you're buying down here. Bang. Or ban this F guy. So, I mean, it makes sense. If you want to buy it down here on dips, layer in. If you bought yesterday, you're still up. I mean, I would confirm. I mean, this looks not. What's the best way to describe it? It's not terrible. Made a higher high. Market pulled back. It's in the upper, quartile of yesterday's move. So to me, that does actually look bullish because if that's why I ended up buying it around 74. Was it 50 or something? Because I was like, wow, it's holding up really good. If this is the pullback you get, it ain't getting back down to 70. It ain't getting back down to 70. Meaning if the market action stays. Like if the market continues to kind of like slow its way up. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up. I got a phone call. I got to take this. I appreciate y'all. I will talk to you later.